Students, next question on the board. It is, I'll say, the most important question, the most tactful question in the last 15 years of board exams. Mr. Ram Gopal Verma invested rupees 8,000. So can I say this rupees 8,000 is the investment? Yes, is the investment. INVI, right, in the short form, investment. In 7%. So a random percentage is given. So of course it should be the rate of dividend. So rate of dividend percentage is 7%. Rupees 100 shares. Just before the word shares, we have an amount, and this amount has to be face value. Okay. At rupees 80. So whenever after the word at we have any amount that acts as the market value. After a year, he sold these shares. Okay. So whatever shares Mr. Ram Gopal Verma was having, let's say about the first firm. For the first firm, he was having the shares of the first firm, and he invested rupees 8,000, and the first firm was paying to him 7% rate of dividend, and the shares of the first firm were available at the face value of rupees 100. So I'll write here face value 1 because it belongs to the first firm. And he purchased, Ram Gopal Verma purchased the shares of the first firm at market value of rupees 80. So I'll write MV in subscript 1, I will write here, because MV1, because it's the market value of the first firm shares. This is the investment for the first firm, 8,000. Rate of dividend for the first firm, 7%. After a year, he sold these shares. That means completely for 1 year, Mr. Ram Gopal Verma was having the shares of the first firm. Okay. Then he sold these shares at rupees 75. Oh, he made a loss because he had purchased one share at rupees 80, but he's selling the shares at rupees 75. Okay. Each, and invested the proceeds. Many times we saw this word proceeds. Proceeds means the amount we received in our hands after selling the shares of the first firm. Okay, so let us just assume, I'm assuming that Mr. Ram Gopal Verma was having, for example, I don't know, for example, X shares for the first firm. Number of shares were X for the first firm, and he sold each share at rupees 75. So we just have to do 75 multiplied by X, and whatever is the amount, this is called as the proceeds. This is the total amount he received in his hands after selling the shares of the first firm. But here we have an interesting case, and that's the reason I will say it is a very, very, very important question. Please mark this bracket. It is very, very important. First time we are encountering this. He invested the proceeds, that is whatever number of shares he was having in the first firm, multiplied by 75, because he is selling those shares at 75, including his dividend. तो सिर्फ ये पैसा नहीं, सिर्फ ये अमाउंट नहीं जो बेचने के बाद हाथ में आया. Along with this amount, he is also including his profit, his income, his dividend of the first firm. So whatever dividend, or other word of dividend is income, profit or return he acquired from the first firm which he was holding for 1 year. Whatever income, whatever dividend he got from the first year due to the first firm, that also he is adding to the proceeds. तो shares को बेचने का पैसा plus the dividend what he received from the entire first year, he is clubbing both the things, and after adding both the amounts, the total amount which he received, he is investing in the second firm. So here the proceeds, two things will come. We need to add two amounts. One amount is the amount obtained by selling the shares, and other is the dividend obtained from the first firm in the first year. So when we will add both the values, then that value is called as proceeds, and that proceed will act as the investment for the second firm. Understanding, students? Okay, so including his dividend in, now about the second firm they have mentioned in 18%. So this is the rate of dividend, of course, for the second firm. I wrote here 2 in the subscript, rate of dividend for the second firm. Once again, in front of in the word shares we have an amount, so this is the face value, and I write here 2 in the subscript. So face value of the second firm at rupees 41. So this is the market value of the shares of the second firm. So I wrote here MV2, and we need to find 3 things. We'll write the 3 things afterwards here, below over here. First, let's write down the data. It is very important to write the data. Okay, I'll write here first firm. Always you have to bifurcate your data like this. Second firm. Okay, for the first firm, let's quickly write the data. Mr. Ram Gopal Verma invested. So sum invested in the first firm is rupees 8,000 given to us. So it's your investment. Investment is how much? Rupees 8,000 in 7%. So rate of dividend percentage. Okay. ROD percentage. So for the first firm is 7%. Rupees 100 shares. So face value for the first firm is rupees 100 at rupees 80. So market value for the first firm is rupees 80. After a year, he sold these shares at rupees 75. So he sold the shares of the first firm, sold at rupees 75 each, and invested the proceeds. Invested the proceeds. यहाँ पे proceeds का मतलब क्या? This bracket is important as I explained to you. So over here, I'll say investment for the second firm. So I wrote here 2 in the subscript, will be what? 2 things. Addition of 2 things. Okay, it will be, of course, proceeds, but it is addition of 2 things. The amount we received after selling plus the dividend. I write D just for the sake of for you all to understand. Selling after amount obtained after selling, the selling price of the shares of the first firm plus the dividend of the first firm, and this will be a proceeds. Hope you are understanding. Investment for the second firm, what all he invested? The proceeds. And here the proceeds mean whatever amount he got, the selling price of the first shares, total selling price, plus the dividend also of the first share. We have to add the both and we'll get the proceeds here. Okay, students. So after this, now let's jot down the data for the second firm. Let's continue. In 18%, so rate of dividend 2 for the second firm. For the second firm is 18%, rupees 25. It's the face value. So face value for the second is rupees 25 at rupees 41. Market value of the second firm is rupees 41. Find his, now 3 things are asked to us. Okay, what are the 3 things asked to us? Please see here. His investment from the first year, his dividend from the first year, So in the first year, Mr. Ram Gopal Verma was holding the shares of first firm. That means we need to find the first thing as D1, that is dividend obtained by the first firm, or dividend obtained in the first year, because in the first year he was holding the shares of first firm. Second, his income in the second year. Income means the same. Income is same as dividend only. Either we say dividend, we say income, we say profit, we say return. It's one and the same formula we have here. Second formula over here. So income or the dividend in the second year. That means in second year he was holding the shares of second firm. So that means in other words they are asking us the dividend of firm 2. Dividend obtained by firm 2. So second thing asked is dividend of the second firm. Of course we'll write the word income, but I'm explaining you by this. Second, the third and the last part, important, percentage increase in his returns. So if only increase was written, then I just need to find the difference between both the dividends, both the incomes. So वो मिल जाएगा percentage, the difference between the returns, but here percentage is given to me. So now first I need to find the difference between both the returns, between both the dividends, or between both the incomes, and then I need to find the percentage. How to do it we'll see in the question. Now all of you please copy this question and then by your own complete the data, write the things to find it out, and then we'll continue with the solution. Now students, let's start the solution. The first thing I need to find is dividend from the first year. Okay, now everyone please see the second formula written with orange color on the board. All eyes over here. I need to find dividend from the first firm. Do I have all the required things, the requisites of the formula for the first firm? So I'll just see the first firm part, blue color part. Do I have the face value? Please check. Yes, I have 100 rupees. Do I have the number of shares from the first firm? No, I don't have number of shares Ram Gopal Verma is having of the first firm. Okay. Do I have the rate of dividend of the first firm? Yes, we are having. So only thing unknown is number of shares. That means before applying this dividend ka formula, I need to find number of shares. So let's apply the formula for number of shares. Okay. So here the first thing I'll be doing is finding the number of shares for the first firm. What's the formula? Check the formula. Investment upon market value. So I'll write here investment, of course for the first firm, upon market value for the first firm. Now students, what is the investment? Is the investment given to us? Yes, it's 8,000. Is market value given to us? Yes, it's rupees 80. He has purchased, Ram Gopal Verma had purchased the shares at market value of rupees 80. So investment is 8,000 rupees upon here market value 80. So now we just have to do the cancellation. The 0 goes off, 8 ones are and 8 ones are and 2 zeros. So we have here 100 shares. So we got to know that Mr. Ram Gopal Verma was holding 100 shares of the first firm. Now can I find the dividend of the first year or the first firm? Yes, by applying this orange formula. Face value we know, number of shares we just came to know, and rate of dividend also we know. So now I am finding out second part, dividend of the first firm. So I wrote here subscript 1. Formula is face value multiplied by number of shares, of course, of first firm, number of shares of the first firm multiplied by rate of dividend, the percentage of the first firm. What is the face value of the first firm? It's rupees 100. Multiplied by number of shares of the first firm, it's also 100. Rate of dividend of the first firm, it's given as 7%. 7 upon 100 because it's a percentage. Now 2 zeros goes off. So now we are left with 100 multiplied by 7, which is rupees 700. So students, we got the first answer. It was so simple. Now moving on to the second sub question. Now here comes an important case. Please see here. We need to find income from the second year. Okay students, please be very careful over here. I want to find income from the second year. Okay, so can I say I'll apply the formula of dividend? Because I need to find income. Income means dividend only from the second year. So I'll apply the formula of dividend. But if you see the formula of dividend, you have face value. Do we know the face value of the second firm? Yes, it's given to us. See my marker, 25 rupees. Do we have number of shares, students, of the second firm? No, it's not given to us. So can I say, students, first I need to find number of shares? Yes. So to apply the formula of dividend, I need to find number of shares. See, I'm making a flow chart for you all. So after finding number of shares, you can find dividend. Okay, fine. So can I say to find number of shares? I'll apply the formula of number of shares. What is the formula of number of shares? Investment upon market value. Now students, you have the market value of second firm. Yes, it's 41 given to us. But students, you have the investment, the money invested in the second firm. No. See here students, see here, hope you all remember I gave you such a huge discussion that investment of the second firm depends upon two things: the selling price, the total amount Mr. Ram Gopal Verma obtained after selling the shares at rupees 75. See here, it was given to me here. He sold the shares at rupees 75. How many shares? 100 shares. So amount he received after selling 100 shares at rupees 75 plus the dividend also, because in the bracket it was given to in the question. So we need to add the selling price obtained, amount obtained after selling the shares plus dividend of the first year, and both amount together, clubbing together, the total amount is called as proceeds in this question, and that proceed becomes the investment. So can I say students, before finding the number of shares, I need to find the investment. Yes, I need to find the investment. Then only I can apply the number of shares formula, because it's investment upon market value. So I'll write here in short form investment. Okay. So can I say investment depends upon the proceeds? Yes, investment depends upon the proceeds. Proceeds means what? Proceeds depends upon the first firm. So first we need to find proceeds, and proceed is made up of two things here in our case: the selling price plus dividend 1. Selling price, the total price obtained in our hands, in the hands of Ram Gopal Verma after selling 100 shares at rupees 75 plus the dividend. If we add, then I will get proceeds, and proceeds is the investment, and by investment I will find number of shares, and by number of shares I can find the dividend. So this is the chain. So hope you all are understanding the chain. So now, according to a flow chart, according to a chain, we first need to start to find the selling price. Students, it's clearly mentioned that he sold the shares at rupees 75. So, and how many shares he sold? He sold 100 shares. So can I say selling price, or I'll write selling price, total selling price here. Total selling price, cost of one share, selling price of one share was 75, multiply by how many shares? 100 shares. 100 is equal to rupees 7500. But this only is not the proceeds. We need to add his income or dividend from the first firm. His dividend was 700 rupees. So therefore proceeds will be what? 7500 plus his dividend here, this one 700. I copied this 700 from here. So if I add both the cases, it is rupees 7500 plus 700 is 8200. So it is 8200 rupees. This is nothing but the proceeds, the total amount he invested for the firm, second firm. So this 8200 will act as the investment for the second year. So I'll write here the addition of this two. It is nothing but 8200. Yeah. 8200 I mentioned over here. Okay, so we got this, we got proceeds, and by this we got investment. So can I now find number of shares? Yes, I'll apply the formula of number of shares. So now I'm applying the formula of number of shares. Number of shares of the second firm is investment upon market value. So investment of the second firm upon market value of the second firm. Investment we got to know 8200. So 8200 upon market value given to us as 41. 41. Now 41 ones are 41. 41 twos are is 82. 41 twos are is 82. So now 200 shares. 200 shares was purchased by Mr. Ram Gopal Verma with the help of the investment. Okay? So he purchased 200 shares of the firm too. So we calculated this also. Now after finding this, can I now find a dividend? Yes, because dividend, in other words, is the income. It's asked over here. Income from the second year. So income from the second firm actually. So can I now apply? I have face value. Face value is given to me as 25. Number of shares, I just calculated 200. Rate of dividend is given to me 18%. So now I will be applying this second formula. Hope you understood this flow chart. You need to copy this flow chart in your rough work. It's very important. So now dividend of the second firm. Formula is face value of the second firm multiply by number of shares of the second firm, okay, multiplied by rate of dividend of the second firm. So what is the face value? Face value of the second firm is given as 25. Number of shares 200. Rate of dividend of the second firm is given as 18%. So 18 upon 100. So now we'll be doing the cancellation over here. So how will be the cancellation here? Can I say here this two zeros goes off, okay? 25 twos are is 50. 25 twos are is 50, and when you will multiply 50 with 18, you will get rupees 900. Okay, so this rupees 900 is nothing but the dividend or income. I'll write here income in the bracket, because in the question it is mentioned as income of the second year from the second firm. Okay, so this is my dividend or income from the second thing. Now the third and the last thing which we need to find is, this is a note, the flow chart. Okay. Next is, we need to find the percentage income increase in returns. Percentage increase in returns. So students, for percentage increase, for the first case, just forget about this percentage. I'll hide this percentage symbol. Increase in returns. So let's first find the increase. Kitna return increase हुआ? Return is the synonym for income. Return is the synonym for the dividend. So kitna change in income हुआ? कितना बढ़ गया dividend? So we just need to find the difference. So 900 was the income or return from the second firm, and 700 was the income or return from the first firm. So the increase in return will be 900 minus 700. It is nothing but the 200. So for the third case, increase. First, I'm not finding percentage. I'm just finding increase. Increase in returns. I'll use the word returns. Will be dividend 2 minus dividend 1. Okay, dividend 2 is more. So 900 minus first dividend 700, which comes to be rupees 200. This is my increase in return. The difference, how much the returns or income or dividend increased, 200. But we need to find percentage, and percentage is always calculated by comparing it with the original investment. Please mark my words. Percentage is always calculated by comparing with the original investment. What was our original investment? We started our sum with the investment of rupees 8,000. See here, by rupees 8,000. So now I need to find percentage. So this 200 is eventually, I can say, a type of profit. So I am finding out the profit percent of the overall transaction of the 2 years. A sort of type of profit percent, because here we are finding increase in returns. Okay, so difference between the profits, but we have to compare it always with the original investment. So 200 will be divided by 8,000, and because we need to find percentage, we'll multiply with 100. Okay, so I'll write here percentage increase, okay, in returns will be how much? 200, which is the only increase, upon original investment. Students, what is my original investment? It's given here 8,000. Multiply by, students, 100. Why this 100? Because we need to find the percentage. Okay, now it's very simple, students. It's very simple. Two zeros here and two zeros here. It goes off. 1 0 from here, 1 0 here from here goes off. So we are left with 20 upon 8. Okay. So if I do the cancellation, this will be 4 2s are, and this will be 4 5s are. So it's 5 upon 2 is equal to 2.5 percentage. 2.5 percentage. So percentage increase in the return is nothing but 2.5 percentage. Hope you understood the question. It was very, very, very important question. 2014. Okay. Salman buys rupees 50 shares of face value rupees 100 available at rupees 132. I'll read once again. Salman buys 50 shares. Here amount is not given. So Salman buys 50 shares, means these 50 is nothing but number of shares, NOS, number of shares of face value rupees 100. It's clearly written that it's a face value rupees 100 available at rupees 132. So this 132 is nothing but the market value, MV. This is my market value, MV. Okay, so let's write the data, given data on the board first. Here, then various things are asked over here. The first thing, Salman buys 50 shares. So can I say number of shares Salman buys is 50 of face value. So face value is how much over here? Face value over here is rupees 100. Available at market value 132. So market value is rupees 132. Great. Now let's see what is asked. What is his investment? Okay, we need to find his investment. So whatever things are asked, I'll write here. Find first Salman's investment, his investment. So in short form, I'll just write here investment. Okay. Second thing, what is asked over here? Second thing, if dividend is 7.5%, so we can use this dividend, its percentage is given. Yeah. If dividend is 7.5%, so its rate of dividend, ROD. Okay, percentage is given to me as 7.5%. So for the second sub question only, I can use this 7.5% now. So if the rate of dividend is 7.5%, find his annual income. So I need to find his income. Income means dividend only. Income means returns. Income means profit. So they are asking income. I'll apply the formula of dividend only, but I'll write income because word income is used. So income. Find income. When rate of dividend is given as how much? 7.5%. 7.5%. Okay. Is given as 7.5%. Okay. Next, if he wants to increase his income. Okay, students, this is very, very, very important. Because of this sub question 3, I selected this question. If he wants to increase his income by rupees 150, he wants to increase his income. Which income? The income which we are calculating in the second part with the rate of dividend 7.5%. Be careful of that. That's the consideration which we have to consider. By the rate of dividend 7.5%, in the second sub question I will calculate the income. Okay, whatever the income will be. But if he wants to increase his income, जो भी income यहाँ आएगी, if he wants to increase his income by rupees 150, so how many extra shares he should buy? So the third sub question is very important. If he wants to increase his income by rupees 150. Now students, please see here. Please see here. This is very, very important scenario. Very important. I marked a star. if he wants to increase his income, उसको अपना income बढ़ाना है, Salman wants to increase his income by how much rupees? By 150. So how many extra shares should he buy? So can I say we just need to find out those many number of shares, those many number of shares, the extra shares, कितने extra shares Salman purchase करेगा, so that from these many extra shares he should get the additional profit of 150. So how will I elaborate here? Find the extra shares to be purchased to increase income by rupees 150. Okay, so this is the question. Hope you understood the story. Copy down the question, write the data, understand it, and then let's start with the solution. Students, starting with the solution of this question, the first thing asked to us is the investment of Salman. So let's see, we have three formulas here down. Investment, in which formula you can see investment? I can see in the word investment only in the first formula. Number of shares is investment upon market value. Can I use this formula? Investment I need to find. So other two parameters are known to me or not? Number of shares, yes, it's known to me, 50. Market value, yes, it's known to me, 132. So I'll apply this formula of number of shares. From this only I'll get the investment. So first part, number of shares is what? Investment upon market value. Okay, so therefore investment is what? Market value multiplied by number of shares. So investment is nothing but market value multiplied by number of shares. Market value is given to me as 132, so it's 132 multiplied with number of shares, which is 50. So I just multiply. 5 2s are 10, carry 1, 5 3s are 15, plus 1 16, carry 1, 5 1s are 5, plus 1 6, and this 0. Okay, this is my investment, a rupee symbol. So rupees 6,600 is the investment of Salman, and that's it, we got the first answer. Next, income. When rate of dividend is 7.5%, income. Students, what's the formula for income? Income is nothing but the dividend. It's other name for dividend. So let's apply now the formula of dividend, but I will write the word income only over there. So second sub question, dividend. Formula is face value multiplied by number of shares multiplied by rate of dividend, the percentage. Face value, is it given to me? Yes, 100. Number of shares, is it given to me? Yes, 50. Rate of dividend percentage is given to me here, 7.5%. Let's substitute. Face value is 100 multiplied by number of shares, it's given to me as 50 multiplied by rate of dividend is 7.5%. So 7.5 upon 100. Now see here, students, I'll do a shortcut over here. Please see here, 7.5 percentage was given. To eliminate percentage sign, I wrote upon 100. But as we all don't like this decimal point, so instead of writing 7.5 upon 100, can I write like this? 75 upon 1000. I eliminated the decimal point. So instead of, when I eliminate this decimal point, instead of writing 100, I can write 1000 here. Yes. Okay. So now this 20 and 10, 3 zeros. So this 3 zeros and 3 zeros goes off. Okay. So we are left with dividend. How much? Rupees 5 multiplied by 75. And it's nothing but rupees 375. So we got the answer. So our dividend or income, I'll use the word income here. Income is rupees 375. Okay, great. Next, moving on to the third sub question. a very important, please understand this story. Extra shares to be purchased. How many extra shares Salman will purchase to increase his income by rupees 50? Right now Salman is having 50 shares. So when Salman is having 50 shares, I'll say here, please see here, number of shares, and here I'll write income. So right now Salman is having 50 shares. Okay, and income. How much income he is obtaining from this 50 shares? He is obtaining the income of, just now we calculated, 375. 375. Okay. So they are asking us how many extra shares to be purchased to increase the income by 150. So can I say this 150 is the extra income? So extra income is 150. So let the extra shares be X. मतलब जब X number of shares खरीदेगा तो ये 150 उसको profit होगी. So we can do this by a normal traditional method, just by cross multiply, 150 multiply by 50 and X multiply by 35, and we can get the value of X also. By this method also we can do it. Yeah, it's fine. But according to me, as we are doing the chapter of shares and dividend, it's preferable always to use the formulas. Is preferable always to use the formulas. So students, I'll not go by this cross multiplication method, although you'll get the correct answer from this. See here, he wants the profit. Now leave the word extra. Don't look at the word extra. He wants the profit 150 with the number of shares X, which we don't know. So can I say profit or income of 150 means dividend is 150. So at the place of dividend here 150 will come. Face value remains same because company is same. So company's face value is 100. Here 100 will come. Number of shares we need to find. So we are considering X here. And rate of dividend, it's the same company. So we'll take the 7.5% only. So like this also we can do. I'll be going with this method. Okay. So now we'll be doing with the dividend formula. Third sub question. Formula is extra income is face value multiplied by number of shares multiplied by rate of dividend. Okay, the extra value income he is obtaining is rupees how much? 150 for X number of shares. Face value I'll write same. It's the same company, so rupees 100. We are considering this as X. And rate of dividend same as 7.5%. So 7.5 upon 100. Once again I'll use the same technique. Instead of 7.5 I'll write 75 because I am eliminating decimal point. I'll write here 1000. Okay, I'll write that 1000 at the in the denominator. Okay, so I'll write 1000. After eliminating the point, decimal point. Okay, now how to do the calculation, students? I can say here 2 zeros and 2 zeros goes off. Okay, so we are left with what? We are left with, therefore 150 is equal to, this X is multiplied with 75, so 75X upon 10, because only 1 zero is remaining. So therefore 150, this 75 upon 10, which is multiplied with X, I just need to keep this X alone on one side because I need to find the value of X. So I'll bring the 75 upon 10 on this side. So it won't be deducted, minus nahi aayega. It will be reciprocated because it's multiplied with the X. So when it comes here, it will become 10 upon 75. 75 ones are, 75 twos are. So 2 into 10 is 20. So that means 20 extra shares. Therefore X is equal to 20. Okay, right here X is equal to 20. Therefore number of extra shares is equal to X is equal to 20. This is the answer. Hope you understood, students.